Hello everyone, my name is Imad and welcome back to Learning Chinese from Absolute Zero. In the previous lessons, we learned 6 Chinese characters. Do you still remember them? Okay, let's write them again one more time. They were... What is this? E, and number 2, 2 strokes. R. Number 3, 3 strokes. San. And also try to read these characters. What was this? Ren, meaning person or people. And this one? Ko, meaning mouth. And this one? Shan, meaning mountain. We also learned one word, ren ko, meaning population. Ren meaning people, ko meaning mouth. So population in Chinese comes from people and mouth, meaning how many mouths to feed. Congratulations if you could remember all these characters. If not, it's perfectly fine. Now is a perfect chance to review them again. In this lesson, we will be talking about the Chinese tones. These lines that we've been using on top of the pinyin. When I started learning Chinese, the very first things that they talked about was the Chinese tones. They were telling me that Chinese tones are the pitch changes in your voice that will change the meaning of the word. That didn't make any sense to me. And they kept telling me that ma. These were 4 completely different words and had completely different meanings. But I told them they sound exactly the same to me. And I was not new to learning languages. By then, I could already speak 5 languages. But the idea of the tones were just so strange and so unique that I just could not comprehend them. And then I was wondering if there's something wrong with me, because no matter how many times they repeated those ma, for me, they sounded exactly the same again and again. So at first, I didn't pay much attention to the tones. And I would not really remember them when I was speaking. So my tones were all over the place, and to be honest, I often even ignored them. I didn't even know the tone of the characters that I was saying. I could communicate well with my foreign classmates. We all were learning Chinese. Even when we were using the wrong tones, we could still communicate well and have no problem. But when I was venturing outside of the language center and I was speaking with the native speakers, it was only then that I realized I could not communicate with them. No matter how hard I tried, either they will say something completely different or they would just not understand me. Because my Chinese didn't have any tones, and even worse, most of my tones were incorrect. So I decided to pay more attention to the Chinese tones and try to remember them correctly. And then after paying closer attention to the tones, I realized that I'm slowly beginning to differentiate and recognize the tones. So even now, if you cannot distinguish any of the tones and they all sound exactly the same to you, then it's perfectly fine. I was like that. It's just a matter of time. The more you listen to them, the more you repeat them, the faster you will be able to recognize them. So the tones are the pitch changes in your voice. And we will be going through all the tones one by one and very clearly. There are so many words that all sound the same, and the only difference is the tones. So the only thing that distinguishes all these characters that sound the same is the tones. And as I say, statistically, tones are as important as vowels in Chinese. We have 4 tones in Chinese, and a very common example is using the word ma, ma, and putting different tones on the word to see the different tones. So if we look at the first tone, is one straight line above the vowel ma, ma. The first tone is a straight line. That means your pitch, your voice is also straight. Ma, ma, ma. Try to repeat after me. Ma, ma. The second tone is a line from below to up. Ma, ma. It's like saying So that line represents the pitch from low to high. Ma, ma. Try to repeat after me. Ma. That's the second tone. So if we go back to the first tone, ma, ma. Second, ma, ma. Also, a very good way to practice the tones is to use your hand to represent the line of the tones. This is the tone number 1, ma. Tone number 2, just like the line, ma, ma. The third tone is you go down and then you go up again. Ma. You see? Ma. So you start a bit high, you go down a little bit, and then you go up again. Ma, ma. It's perfectly fine if they sound exactly the same. That's just part of the process. That just means you are new to them. And the more you hear them, even if you cannot still distinguish them, the more your brain starts to analyze and work on distinguishing these tones. So you will eventually be able to recognize all of them. It's just a matter of time. Ma, third tone, ma. And the fourth tone is a line from up to down. And our pitch is the same from high to low, ma. Ma. You see? Ma. We go from high to low, ma. So the four tones were, again, first tone, ma, ma. Try to repeat after me. Second tone, from low to high, ma, ma. The third tone, we start from a bit high, we go down, and then we go up again, just like the shape of the line. Ma, ma. And the fourth tone, from high to low, ma, ma. So if you go back to the 6 characters that we studied and check their tones again, we will see that character for number 1, E, it had the first tone. E, E, E. Okay, so this character is the first tone. Okay, actually we have more first tones. We have 2 more. San, san, san. Okay, number 3. And also mountain. Shan, shan. Our pitch is straight and does not change. San, shan, E. Let's look for the second tone. Okay, this one. From low to high. Try to read it. Ren, ren, ren. Okay, what was the third tone? This one. Ko, ko. Okay, ko. We also have one fourth tone. Okay, So from now on, when we are learning a Chinese character, other than remembering the character and the stroke order, how many strokes and from where to where, you also have to remember how to write the pinyin, romanization, and also the correct tone. So you have 3 things to remember: the character, the pinyin, and the tone. And that's why learning Chinese might take a little bit more time. But trust me, after we learn 20 or 30 characters, the whole process becomes a lot easier and you will be very familiar with the whole process. So go back to these characters and try to write them again and write the romanization with the correct tones. You should be able to remember all the tones by the next lesson. This is the end of lesson 3, and I will see you in the next lesson where we study a few more important characters in Chinese. Have a good day.